Hello there and welcome to today's United Kingdom talk. I hope you don't mind, but I'm waiting for an important call from my sister. So I've got my mobile phone next to me today. I might have to take a call halfway through the show. I hope you don't mind. It's not something I usually do, okay? So I might get a call come through later, which you won't be able to. You'll be able to hear my end, but not their end. I won't be on there for too long, okay? Welcome along to today's United Kingdom talk. My name's Chris Reardon. And yesterday, a rare night off, boys and girls. A rare night off. Now, on my nights off, I often decide that I'm going to go out somewhere, and I never actually get to going out. Now, regular viewers and listeners to the show will know I usually have a couple of hours sleep in the afternoon. So what happens is that I have my sleep, and then I get up, and I have something to eat, and I thought, right, I'm definitely going to wherever it is tonight and you know, work it out like that. But then I always make the mistake of starting to do things. Now, do you do this? I bet you do this as well. I start to do things next door in the Mirrorball studio on the computer. Whether it's downloading some more music for my DJing from the various record companies that are kind enough to send me stuff for nothing, or doing emails, or catching up on paperwork, or so, I just start to, or cleaning. If I might be in the kitchen, I think, oh, that could do with a clean, you know, the worktop. And I might start doing that. And you look at the clock and it's like 8 o'clock. I thought, well, I'll do this for an hour and then I'll go out. And then the next time you look at the clock, it's like 11:30. And the same thing happened again last night, boys and girls. The same thing. I never seem to be able to get out the door. Do you get that? It's a little bit like when you try and leave the house, isn't it? There's so much to remember now. You lock that door and you've either forgotten your car keys, or your mobile phone, or your sat-nav. Not so much your car radio now, because most of them are like built into the car, aren't they now? There's always something, your bottle of water, your tablets, whatever. Always seem to forget something. Anyway, so last night, what happened, I came here into this room that I'm sitting here with you now, into the Britannia studios. And for a while, it's been a right mess in here. There have been, obviously you can't, those of you that watch the show, okay, you can't see the mess. All you see is the bit of the room that the camera is pointing at, okay? And incidentally, if you've never seen the show before and you want to watch, then it's very easy. All you've got to do is go to unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk and you'll see all the shows down there. Also, by the way, I don't know if you knew this, but the live show as well is also in video. All right? The live show is also in video. And to watch the live show, you need to be with us on Monday afternoons at 12 o'clock UK time. And we're there for 2 hours, okay, 12 o'clock UK time on Monday afternoons. To get to that, once again, go to the main United Kingdom Talk website, unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Top left-hand corner, yellow button that says Listen Live, Mondays 12 p.m. Click on that and it will whisk you to the correct area of the internet where we do the live show in video as well as audio, okay? Although you don't have to watch, you can just listen if you want. Anyway, so I came into this room last night and thought, right, before I go out, you see, it was still in my head to go out, right? Before I go out, I want to sort out this big box of wires. And indeed I did. And there's a massive box of wires in my cupboard, which is just to the left. I'm not going to start moving the camera around because I should never get it back. And oh, do you want to see it? The trouble is that once you move the camera, then you never get it back in the right position again. Oh, just a minute, dear. Well, the box of wires was on the floor on my right. It is now, and I'm going to be very, very careful here while I move these bits and pieces around. Just a minute. Oh, I don't want to move it too far. There we are. Okay, the box of wires is now in the cupboard. Okay, underneath. Oh yeah, box of wires, massive box of wires, all sorts of bits and pieces. On top of that is a box of computer programs, CDs and what have you in there, all sorts of stuff in there, tiny little bits of metal gadget type things. And above there, something that you've never seen is my collection of coloured shirts that I wear for this show. Now today, those of you listening, I have a orange, brown and white kind of sort of striped shirt. In my cupboard are all the wonderful shirts that I wear. All different colours, red, there's a black one. Even, now I can't actually get into this, my old Scout shirts. What I wore when I was a teenager, it's still there, complete with all its badges. Those of you in the States will know the area of Maine, of course, which is just stunning, that place. I have been to Maine at the National Scouts Maine High Adventure area. And there's a badge on my shirt for that. All sorts of different badges there. Some other American ones. Saboomook, that's a Scout place there. I went there as well. We got the Scout logo on there. My old Scout shirt in there. And all sorts of other bits and pieces. All right, so this is the studio in the Raw. As I say, that's the bit you see, okay? What you don't see is beyond that and to the left. I wonder if that's my sister. Oh, no, that's someone else. I'll have to ignore that one. Just a minute. Hello, Chris. Oh, I'm just doing a show at the moment. Can I call you back later? I won't be long. I'm very well. Yep. See you later, mate. Bye. Oh, just someone ringing to see if I'm all right. Okay, so the rest of it, what you don't see... Have I just pulled that microphone out? Or just a minute. Let me check. No, that's all right. What you don't see is after the black curtain, there's a cupboard, a white cupboard, and that's got all my bits and pieces in it, all old boxes of stuff in there. And then the actual unit that I have things on it, like the plastic giraffe, all various other little knickknacks that sit on the unit there. And at just beyond the unit, I have other bits and pieces that I kind of rotate them all on the actual wooden shelving unit. There's a boomerang on the floor as well, which I must put over there actually. Boomerang, the carpet there. And on the right hand side is a plant, and there's my awful curtains. Now I have to close the curtains even though I record this show usually during the daytime because the light, it would all light up one side of my face. There's a flat screen telly on the wall showing a little film going around. In front of me, well, there's the door to the studio. There's a nice big picture of myself and my nephew eating an ice cream. There's a ladder. There's a radiator. There's a Thames television picture on there. There's the camera tripod. And here's the lighting that we use. There's a monitor, it's a computer monitor down the bottom telling me what's being shown on the screen behind. Various plug sockets. The computer that runs the pictures going on behind me. There's the desk, usual mess of papers on the desk. Old radio up there as well on the drawers, and a long light in front of me. That's what lights the studio. There's 3 lights. There's that one. There's a smaller one beyond it, and there's one, of course, on the ceiling. Also, it's quite bright in there. Smoke alarm and a clock. There's a clock there as well that tells me how much longer I've got to do in the show. All right, so I thought you might have a little look around the studio today to actually show you what a bit of a mess it is. To be honest, you know, it's not tidy in here at all. But of course, this is the only bit you ever see. All right. Now, that box of wires was actually on the carpet floor for weeks, months. And as time goes on, it tends to fill up. And then as I look for wires, I'll pull a few out and put them on the floor. And I don't put them back. Well, yeah, last night I decided, right, let's tidy this up. And I must have been doing it for an hour. Taking wires out of the box, retying them up, putting them on the floor, sorting a few bits out. And do you know what? There was a few cables and things that I was about to order. And fortunately, I had a load in the box, so I haven't had to order anything at all. And it's just wonderful. And now that box has now been completely full up, and it's been put back into the cupboard, and it's much, it may look messy to you now, but believe me, it's not half as bad as it was a few days ago, or a couple of days ago even, because it's all tidied up. So I'm quite pleased about that. Now, not only that, a while ago, I think I remember telling you the story, if you've been with us a while you'll remember this, about the new router that I bought a few months ago from Digital in Bracknell Town Centre. Do you remember this? I had a wireless router in the house as provided to me by the cable company that I have my internet from, and hence, which is the reason that you're actually able to watch this show, because that's why I upload all the stuff via. And I thought it was just a wireless router. Okay, there were no sockets on the back. So what I did is I went out to our local high street chain, Digital, and I went in there and I selected what I thought was a wireless router, same as what I got, but with the addition of having some Ethernet ports in the back, because various rooms in the house I've wired up to have a wired computer point in the room. And I thought to myself, well, you know, if you've got the wired ones there, you might as well use those. So that's why I wanted this. And besides, I'm never quite happy with everything wireless. I always think, oh, there's a bit of a weakness in the situation there. So I went to Dixon's, and on the box, I've actually got the box here. Let me get the box down. On the box, right, it said, and I can actually show this to you this time, it said wireless N router and USB adapter kit, right? Now, clearly, on the back, there's a picture of the back of the unit, and it clearly has 4 Ethernet ports, which is like a socket. Okay, it's a bit like a socket. It's got 4 ports on the back where you can plug in wired computers. Another plug, so you can plug the modem, I think that is in. I can't remember what that's for. Is it the cable? Yeah, the modem plugs into that. All right, so you've got all your bits and pieces. Now, as I'm going to show you with this one, right, when I got it home and I took it out, on the back, I'd indeed found the socket for the modem, but there were no other sockets along it. Right? Anyway, rather annoyed, I took this thing back to Dixon's. Not Dixon's, Digital. And I said to them, excuse me, but I've bought something and it doesn't appear to be what's on the box. And this young lad in there, he said, oh, let's have a look then. So I gave the item to him. And he said, I'll take it out of the box. He took it out of the box. He said, ah, yes, sir. You see the label there? I said, yes. The one that says, stop, please insert CD before installing router. I said, yes. He said, yes. Look, if you peel that off, he said, you'll find the sockets underneath. And I went, oh, my God. Do you remember I told you this story? And I felt so stupid. So stupid. Anyway, I said, please don't tell anyone that. He said, it's okay, sir. Your secret is safe with me. And that's it. I left the shop. I came here. I took out the old router, which is the one I have here, and I installed the new one without thinking anymore. And it's a Netgear router, installed extremely easily. Everything worked, and that was the end of it, right? I've kind of forgotten about that for a while. Now, yesterday, as well as last night, as well as going through the wires, there were other bits and pieces in there, including the router that I uninstalled, the router that the cable company provided, which actually is this one I'm holding here, okay? I took out the router, without even looking at it, took out the router that they provided and installed the other one thinking, well, they look very similar, but they can't be the same. Anyway, I didn't think any more of it until last night. And I got out the router, which was in my box of wires, which I thought wouldn't be used again. And I thought, it does look very similar to the one that I bought to replace it. £75, dear. $150. And then, when I looked carefully at it, guess what I found? A label that says please insert CD before installing router. And I thought, no, it can't be. I then took the corner of the label and pulled it slightly. And there indeed are the 4 sockets that I couldn't find on the router that I'd replaced it with. So in fact, a few months ago, I bought a new router, made myself look stupid in Currys.digital because I didn't find the sockets which were hidden under a label, where in fact I didn't have to buy one because the cable company had already supplied one. So there we are. And I sat there last night feeling rather stupid with myself. A complete waste of money replacing something that clearly I didn't need to do. You see, you need to get a man in to do these things, really, don't you, eh? It's absolutely hopeless. I cannot do these things, dear. Anyway, if you've got any stories like that you'd like to tell me, I'd love to hear them. Do let us know. My email address is chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Now, just a minute, 12:32. I think I've done something wrong here. 28, 17, 27. I think I've done something wrong here. Just a minute. 12, 22, 32, 42. Oh my God. I've just realised, because I write down on a piece of paper here in front of me what time I'm supposed to finish a show, and I'd gone over there by 10 minutes. Sorry. I like to get everything in as quickly as possible. So that's the router story. I thought that would amuse you. I bet you've done something like that. You feel so stupid afterwards. So I've got a router here that I don't even need. Mind you, it's always kind of a good idea to have a spare of something like that, haven't I? Okay, on to some emails then, my darlings. Hello to Jen. Hello, Jen. You all right, my darling? Jennifer in Hollywood. I think it's Jennifer in Hollywood. Yeah, Hollywood, Florida. Who says, hi, Chris. Let me see. Your show from March the 11th had me and my daughter Dallas in stitches. What a lovely name for a girl, Dallas. That's a lovely name. When you wrapped that towel around your face, Dallas practically fell on the floor laughing. Well, I wasn't laughing while I was at the hairdresser's. I thought I was going to have my head cut off. They do that in some countries, you know, dear. You see these terrible stories on the news, dear. Well, you don't know, do you? He was foreign. Could have a towel on my head and whoosh, head gone. Dear me. Can you still talk if you've had your head cut off? You reminded me of that strip cartoon, Spy versus Spy, from when I was younger. Do you know what that is? No, never seen that, my darling. It was about 2 spies who tried to knock each other off with triangle faces. One dressed in black, the other dressed in white. Jennifer says, the comment you have had about having a partner who never shuts up. Oh yeah, that'd be Ronnie. Oh, chat all the time. Does Katie the kitty really chat your ear off? Yes, she does. Whenever I go into the kitchen, meow, 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 all the time. Well, not necessarily my partner, but my daughter does, Dallas. She's 12 and she is just a non-stop talker. Oh, my nephew's 12. They're the same age. Perhaps we could get them together. What do you reckon? A marriage made on United Kingdom Talk. My nephew Jimmy, he's 12. What do you reckon? Have a think about that, my love. Arranged marriages, that's the way to go, dear, I'm telling you now. We could arrange this. What do you want in return for your daughter? Half a cow? A whole cow? A horse? Small self-contained flat? Or how about a Mercedes-Benz? What do you want for your daughter for my nephew? Well, it's not necessarily my... it's kind of like she just doesn't like to have silence. Always talking about the what-ifs, whys, and singing about puppies in her heart. I know, raise your eyebrows like you have no clue about what I'm talking about. Believe me, neither do I. What is singing about puppies in my heart? The only puppy song I know is Puppy Love by Donny Osmond. And they called it Puppy Love. Oh, lovely tune, dear, lovely tune. I guess it's a 12-year-old thing. Well, funnily enough, I mean, her and my nephew should have got on well, because the nephew doesn't shut up, Jimmy. Chat, chat, chat all the time. I certainly don't remember singing about puppies in my heart at 12. I just wanted to hibernate in my bed and eat Coco Puffs. Coco Puffs! As for Katie the cat being a blabbermouth, you don't even let her in your house, do you? Yes, I do. She's in the kitchen. The kitchen is her room. She can't come in any further due to the asthma. Although the asthma news, nothing. Since the weather has warmed up, there's nothing. And I'm seriously starting to wonder how much of it is actually the cat and how much of it is the cold weather. I think it's more the cold weather then does it than the cat. You know that? Although if I stroke her and touch my eye, it comes really sore. But I'm not convinced at all that it's the cat that gives me the breathing difficulties, because I've had nothing now for a couple of days, which probably means that's it now for the summer. Because the weather has warmed up today. This morning it's been 10 degrees. I know that doesn't sound a lot, but believe me, it's 10 degrees warmer than it was a couple of weeks ago. My favourite cat out of 5 is Nacho, and he chats. He sleeps with me too. I'll have to send you a picture on the way. This cat sleeps of the cat. That's the way the cat sleeps with me. You must send that, my darling. He lays on top of me at my neck and shoved his face under my neck and pillow. Oh, he loves you. Your cat loves you. It's kind of annoying but comfortable, if you know what I mean. His purring puts me to sleep. Well, so long for now. I've got to get back to work with the elves, and that's from Jennifer in Hollywood. I know exactly what you mean about the cat purring, sending you to sleep. Because about a year ago, I was letting Katie in the house until I had to call the ambulance out one day because I had an asthma attack, and it just wasn't... It was getting worse and worse, this asthma. So in the end, I called the ambulance out. And then I stopped the cat coming into the house again. But she was actually sleeping next to me on the bed. And the purring is just a wonderful noise, isn't it? And you fall asleep on the purring. And when she wants you to wake up, she used to jump on me and walk up and down on my body. Aren't they funny creatures? We love cats. Thanks, Jennifer. Hello to Vicky. Who says, yesterday I was listening to a repeat of your Music and Chat show on Swish. Yes, I do a Music and Chat show now. That's live, Monday to Friday between 10 and 11 o'clock in the morning UK time. We just do an hour. And you can find that at heartheswish.com. Okay, and click on Swish. Heartheswish.com, click on Swish, and you can find my Music and Chat show on there, Monday to Friday between 10 and 11 o'clock in the morning. And she says, and the problems you described, getting a decent cup of tea at the Subway restaurants, indeed all the Subway restaurants in Sydney, in Australia, sounded all too familiar. I live about an hour and a half north of New York City. So you'd think I am close enough to a major metropolitan area to get boiling water poured over a tea bag, but sadly that's not the case, and I know exactly where you're going here, Vicky. I know exactly where you're going here. All sit-down restaurants, when they bring drinks to the table, you are given a cup of supposedly hot water and a tea bag on the side, still in its original wrapper. If you order a cup of coffee, the waiters and waitresses at restaurants are always offering to pour some more coffee into your cup. When you order tea, they offer to pour more of that lukewarm water, and I know for a fact it's lukewarm, it's never boiling. So they offer to pour more of this lukewarm water over your old tea bag. And the tea bag is usually Lipton's tea, which is not very strong, so why bother? She says, admittedly, I only go to very inexpensive restaurants and diners. but have been to a few nice ones as well, and can tell you the same craziness goes on in the fancy places too. I know where you're coming from here. It's not just America. It seems that most, even some places here in the UK, I've had it here before in a tea shop up in Lincolnshire, of all places, up in the north of the country, where they did not put boiling water onto the tea bags. I just don't get it. Why are people not understanding how to make cups of tea? Coffee shops, where you stand in line to get a drink, will sometimes pour the water over the tea bag, but the water comes out of a machine and it never seems to be truly boiling when it comes out. Some of them are, some of them aren't. I was very disappointed about a year ago when I bought this Tefal hot water thing where you push a button and you get hot water come out, but it wasn't boiling. It was very hot, but it wasn't boiling, and you never got a proper cup of tea out of it. I was so disappointed. I was so disappointed that I actually gave it to my sister. But that's all right, because it's all right for coffee making, you see. I remember being on vacation in London, and in the afternoon, I would go to a store called Debenhams, which had a small place to get lunch on the top floor. If you wanted a cup of tea, the lady at the counter would take a small metal pot and put a tea bag in it. Then she would use metal tongs to position the metal teapot under a faucet, and the hottest water I have ever seen would come out of that machine. It made a scary noises with hisses and lots of steam, but you ended up with a great cup of tea. Well, of course you did. It was boiling water. You've got to put boiling water onto that tea bag, or if you're using a teapot and tea leaves, do it that way as well. We've done this so many times on this show. You know how to do it, Vicky. I know how to do it, Vicky. Hopefully people that watch this show will learn how to do it. But unfortunately there's not enough of us. We need to spread the word, boys and girls. Spread the word on how to make proper tea. I would imagine that the Irish can do it as well. The British and the Irish can make tea, but I've yet to find another place in the world that can do it properly as well. I got a couple of good cups of tea, I think, in Barbados. They seem to know how to do it, but I don't think there's anywhere else in the world, especially Europe. They haven't got a clue. You go to France, they haven't got a clue. And they look at you like you're someone stupid when you ask for milk in it. And then when you do ask for milk, they put half a pint in. Oh, it's vile. Vile, vile, vile. Got to have a strong cup of tea. She says, that was the great thing about London. You could get great cups of tea anywhere. Train stations, department stores. Here, only great cups of tea you get are the ones you make at home. It's a shame, isn't it? It really is. Of course, I can't make a decent cup of coffee at home to save my life. So maybe it all evens out in the end, and that's best wishes from Vicky. Thank you, Vicky. But what you're saying there is just so true. I mean, it really is so true. Coffee, I like the smell of coffee, but I don't like the taste. It's a bit funny, isn't it, really? Don't like the taste of coffee at all. And it's expensive. Why is coffee so expensive? I mean, tea isn't cheap, but I mean, coffee is horrendously expensive, isn't it? So I too am not a coffee drinker, actually, Vicky. And the other thing I don't like, hot chocolate. Now, I like chocolate. I haven't had chocolate now for about 3 weeks because I've given it up for Lent along with crisps. But I don't, hot chocolate, you know, the drink, hot chocolate, oh, no, thank you. I don't like Bovril, I don't like anything like that. I only like strong cups of tea. So you and me alike there, Vicky. Thank you very much. That's all from the show today. My name's Chris Reardon. You can, of course, join in by email. It's always nice to hear from you. My email address for these shows is chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. See you on the next show. Thanks for watching and listening. Bye-bye now.